So we're going to begin, as we did yesterday, with a story for us to really imagine just what this future could look like that we're trying to work towards. So I'm going to share this story with you now. Do focus, do think and engage and really think about how this story impacts you, as we're going to be coming back to this later on in the panel discussion. So I will begin and share this story with you now. 3 years ago, at the height of the pandemic, I understood for the first time what hunger really means. I lost my job and I was in a really bad way, struggling to meet bills, to feed my children. I got into quite a lot of debt and I spoke to the food bank who said that they could help me. I never thought I would have to depend on a charity. I had a good job, but when the chips are down, you do whatever you can. Winter came and food ran shorter. The supply chain broke. COVID, Brexit, a perfect storm. There weren't enough truck drivers to get anything to the supermarkets. Food banks depended on supermarket food. When there was excess, food packages got smaller and smaller. Some nights I went without food just so the kids could eat. Then Frontline Food arrived. A national campaign invited people to sit forward to help out at food banks posted when they ran short of something. Their needs were pinned on a digital map. Nearly 1 million signed up in that first year alone. Anyone near a food bank got a text to ask them to donate as much food that was needed as they could. Local drivers signed up and collected donations. In-app communications spotlighted stories of real, ordinary people like me. People like them who could have to depend on food banks. Most of them didn't know how bad the situation was back then. They didn't know how many food banks there were, where they were, and how many of us depended on them. The data on the map allowed everybody to finally see the truth. The papers started using the live data in their reports. Local MPs were notified every time food ran short in a food bank, and a citizen had to donate to bridge this gap. Citizens were pointed at an app and made it easy to mail their local MPs to put the pressure on. They integrated parliamentary petitions to put this pressure on even more. 1 million people were mobilised to take to the streets for the No Mouth Will Go Hungry march, pressurising the government to change policies. That uprising felt amazing. I finally felt people understood and cared about me, and millions of others just in the same position as me. My story was shared on TV, and I now work to coordinate the charity partnerships that have emerged. I could not be more proud of the work that I do. There is a collective sigh of relief. It makes me feel like together we can do anything. We are starting to all feel a more positive hope for the future. And that is the story. This is the vision. This is what could be achieved potentially with Frontline and using open source technology.